everyone. Welcome back to the Goofy Guy Podcast.
Woo-hoo.
I know. It's been way too long again.
Yeah.
I'm Jim Spangler, the Goofy Guy, your host, and my mission is to help ease the stress of planning a Disney vacation by helping you understand all the ins and outs. So that's new. I wrote it out and decided that's what I wanted it to be.
Love it.
I know. It is what it is. This is episode 159 for January 10th of 2024. It has been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's been since before your wedding, Mandy.
Has it been?
So,
Oh my
it was
God.
before. It was before. It was in November. So let me introduce everybody that's here. We have a guest with us that I'm so excited he's on the podcast, Mr. Alex Corral. You may know him from TikTok. Hey, Alex.
Hello. Happy to be back.
And back from her whirlwind tour of getting married and being on Christmas break,
Yes.
Ms. Mandy Corral Odin.
Oh, yes. That's me. Hello.
That's me.
That's
I'm all.
I had to think about it today. I was like, oh, I have to introduce her.
Yeah.
I don't think you probably would have said anything, but
I wouldn't even have bat an eye.
but I want it to be right.
Sure. My students don't call me Miss Corral Odin.
They don't.
They call me Mrs. Corral.
They call you Mrs. Corral. Of course they do.
Yeah. They also call Steve Mr. Corral.
That's fair.
Nice. That's fair. It is. I'm with you, Alex. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very
I get
fair. Yeah. So how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Great.
So, hey, it is a new year. There are a lot of things changing at the old Disney company and Disney World and Disneyland, even though we mainly focus on Disney World. But I thought this would be a great chance for the three of us to get together and talk about talk about some news things that have happened, but also talk about the things that are changing in the parks. And I also thought it'd be a great time for us to talk about some things that we'd like to see happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and the most famous of us sitting on this webcast is not me. It is Alex and his numerous followers.
No.
Oh, Alex, by the way, how was that Disney 100 celebration?
Oh my God. It was so cool.
Yeah.
You went too. I saw your video.
I did.
We all
Yeah.
went, so.
And I'm going back.
Yeah. Oh, Jim,
it's
we haven't
so
even
cool.
had a chance to talk about what you thought.
No. It is for me because of the way that I am, and I know you guys are the same way. It was too much.
Oh, wait, we did talk about this. You came over.
Yeah,
and we
you
talked
and
about
I,
this.
you and I
Yes,
talked about it. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Well,
thought it was.
fine.
I thought it was. Would you have come over anyway? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
well.
kinda-
Okay, maybe. Anyway, I thought for me personally, it was too much. It's a 2-time event for me because I get overwhelmed and then I start to tune out and then I miss things and I don't want to do that. I left it very, very tired. I spent 2 hours in it. They say it's an hour. They say on the website it'll take an hour, and I spent 2 hours.
An hour if you kind of like meander.
Right. If you do what everybody does, right? If you
Right.
meander
If you're
through like
not
everybody does.
intense. Yeah.
If you're not reading every little card and every little, Yeah,
So
but I spent 2 hours, and when I left, I was exhausted.
I did go twice. The first time was
Same.
obviously like the one opening event, which was awesome.
Right.
Got the opportunity talk to some of the people who were working it, got an invite to like the VIP grand opening. Mandy came with me, and it was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we were one of the first, if not the first 2 people to walk into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We talked about it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of the listeners might not have heard.
They didn't hear your take on it.
Sure.
Oh, they heard it. So you did talk about it on the last
podcast. Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you guys were just like hanging out and chatting. Um,
No.
Oh, no.
No, that was the last. That's when I was over there for
got
dinner.
it.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was really, really cool. But I would agree. There's so much there that it's like to really absorb it, right?
And so,
Um,
and it's crazy. And there's a lot of stuff there that I had seen before, but
mhm.
there was something about I don't know if it was the environment that they had
The
it set up in.
staging.
The staging of
It's
it.
beautifully
Oh,
staged.
yeah.
It
That
is
is a
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
wonderfully curated exhibit.
It
And
is. It is
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And like I've seen, the Mary Poppins carousel horse used to be
she
up
looks
Oh, yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
she
What?
looks
great.
amazing.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
'Cause
she used to be up at the Great Movie Ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I felt like I got a better, maybe it's because I was closer. I was able to get closer, but I got
Right.
a better view of her this time around.
Yeah.
And really appreciate her.
Yeah.
To be able to see the little holes that her harness
Yes.
was attached to, and then see the holes on the saddle that she was
that
attached
she
to.
was
Yeah.
attached to. I did the
Oh,
same exact thing.
I
Seeing,
I just stood there and was just, I was blown
yeah.
away.
I mean, I've been to a few of the ones in the city, like the Marvel one, and I've been to other like unique exhibits that they put around. They put a lot of these like pop up, like the Harry Potter one, which was
Right.
awful. It was like in an office building, and they had all those like just office building ceilings where you push the
Oh.
panels and they pop out. Like it was
Yeah.
not great. But
Oh, I
this
didn't
one was
see that
like,
one.
yeah, it was just. But this one was like they put every attention to detail. I mean, the moment you walk in, it's like they move those curtains, and the whole room is like there's
Oh
sparkles
my
and
God. It
everywhere.
was so
And
cool.
Yes.
even though the second time I went, the front screen didn't work. There was no Walter Mickey.
Oh
No, that
It was
sucks.
already broken, and I was like,
Oh.
Oh, it worked
Well,
fine when we went.
I want to go back because the lights where all the music is, where all the sheet music is.
oh yeah,
Oh.
I love
Those
that
were
room.
not working,
They
so I
weren't
didn't get a
they
good
weren't
look.
working when we went either. I'm wondering if it is not a tech thing, if it is a preservational thing.
Well, and that's what I
Wouldn't
thought at
surprise
first, but
me.
then I saw a big red button on like
Yeah.
the stage that's behind it. I wanted to go hit it.
So
Because
the thing-
in Disney, if you see a button,
Yeah.
you're supposed to push
Press
it.
I have, and speaking of, I have something else that I want to talk about in a bit because there was like little hidden things that I never realized that I saw. But I think when it comes to those types of experiences, right, the more you kind of put into it, but then you're shoehorning it into like a building that is not, built to have those types of things. Like they're putting the Disney experience into a warehouse. So when you look, and it's being manned by just people who are like, yeah, I'm going to work this part-time while I'm here.
Exactly.
Like they're not
Yeah.
coming when we went to the opening, those digital tables that are all touch screens, like one of them didn't work. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who's gonna come up here and just be like, yeah, I got it.
Now that's
Like-
interesting. Now they were all working when I was there.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
fine. That was, it was the day it opened. She was so
It was the
annoyed
day it
with
opened.
too. The
Oh, she was
like
so mad.
the tech woman, she like came over. She's like, seriously, it's not working. And she like came out, went under the table, and like tried to fix it. We're like, because it was just us two in there.
Yeah.
Because nobody.
Yeah, it's not working.
She was like, dang it. Like went over and tried.
I'll
to
be
fix
honest, I didn't do a whole lot with the touch screen
Yeah.
things because everybody in the world has touched them.
Sure.
And and B, I just wasn't interested.
Some of the information is really interesting, particularly the stuff about the like villain, the Disney villain and character like renderings and like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
process
Yeah.
that they went through, because there's a lot of detail that I didn't know about.
I thought that whole section where they were talking about Disney characters
Yeah,
was so well done.
it was so cool.
It was so cool. And that dress from Cruella.
Oh,
Cruella.
yeah, it was real cool.
Oh,
I want to
I
bring
mean,
I
that
thought that dress was beautiful. I thought that dress was beautiful in
on
the movie.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I lo-
God.
I love that room with all of the like actual miniatures, like the clay miniatures of them
Yeah, all the
behind,
maquettes. All the
Yeah.
maquettes.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That was way cool. I wanted to see some of the older ones, but I have a feeling
That's
that
yeah. I was wishing I could have seen some of the like original like Sleeping Beauty
Well,
that kind of stuff.
I'm not sure that they used maquettes.
I don't think that they did.
Though.
Yeah, I don't think that they did.
A lot of those things are obviously like there are some things that are reproductions or like they're 3D prints or they're like resin just casts. So I wonder what the difference. So I know there's another one that's in Europe. There's another one that's in France or London, one of those. And I know that they have all similar stuff, but I wonder what is like the legitimate original things that they have there versus the original things they have here in Chicago.
Right. Well, in the Chicago, all the placards were very clearly marked.
Yes, reproduction of
reproduction.
The
Reproduction.
Some were originals.
Quite a few were originals.
Most things were original.
Yeah, most things were originals.
So I'm like,
so thrilled to see all the Mark Davis original things.
Yeah,
I was just thrilled to see all of that.
The original
nerding out. We're totally nerding out.
That Alice in Wonderland, the Mary Blair.
Oh yeah,
I died.
So wonderful, so wonderful. See, there were things like that through the whole thing, and I'll be honest. And Mandy and I have talked about this before. The Star Wars piece of it didn't interest me at all, and
because they didn't do it was none of the cool Star Wars stuff that you want to see. It was just stuff that they pulled.
The only thing that I liked is I like the Porg. I thought the Porg was cool.
Yeah.
The actual animatronic.
Yeah, the actual puppet.
Yeah.
I like the Porg. Let's talk about some news. Because there is some news to be talked about. And I know that you're not listening to this podcast for news. I get it. But sometimes we have to talk about the news. Sometimes it's just too good for me not to bring up. And the first one is maybe one of my favorite news stories of the last couple of months. And it didn't even happen here in the States. A person in Shanghai Disney was riding the Zootopia Hot Pursuit ride, and they got run over by one of the cars.
Sorry.
That's such the perfect reaction.
So many dumb ways to die.
So this is a Darwin. I mean, if this person had died, it definitely would have been a Darwin winner.
I mean, that is natural selection at its finest right there.
At its finest. First of all, so the reason they got out is because their hat fell out of their vehicle. Their hat. And so they got out of the vehicle.
It must have been a very important hat.
It had to have been a really important hat. So I just don't have anything else to say except that I think it is one of the funniest stories I've heard in a while. And there have been some funny stories recently. So it's not like
I don't know how many times they have to say, stay in the vehicle.
Right.
I mean, you hear it day in and day out.
Well, but they're the exception to the rule is the thing you're forgetting.
That's the thing.
They don't count. It's about everybody else. Couldn't possibly be.
Everybody that's listening to this, if you are riding a Disney attraction and you lose something on the attraction, your hat falls off, your keys fall out of your pocket, you drop your phone, you were taking a video and were dumb enough to let go of your phone. Don't get out of the ride. Wait till the end and tell a cast member and they will help you. You may not get the item until the next day, but you will also be alive.
Yep.
And uninjured. I think that's the better choice.
Yeah. Well,
so that's part of the reason, besides the fact that it just absolutely made me laugh that they said that somebody was hit by a car in that ride. I mean, I just laughed so hard.
I don't get it.
And it's so early for that ride. Like the ride had just opened.
Right.
It had just opened.
Well, and it makes me wonder how easy it is to get out of those cars.
Too easy. Too easy. Yeah, that is a true statement. So my next favorite piece of news just happened just last week. A bill is moving through the Florida legislature to restore Reedy Creek. Now it has moved out of committee, and that, it doesn't mean anything. It's only moved out of committee.
Yeah.
But the fact that it even got out of committee is hysterical.
At this point, it's like, guys, you're not going to beat Disney.
they're going to lose the case. They're going to lose the case, and the Central Florida, whatever it is, board, COFTB, CS, dumb shit, whatever, is like they're falling apart.
Yeah.
They are falling apart. They're losing all of their staff. Everybody's quitting. They have to renegotiate their contract with the firefighters that they already renegotiated once.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what did you expect?
They are
gonna just.
It is a disaster. It is a disaster in the making, and they're in trouble. And the other thing is that Disney's going to win the case anyway because it's a First Amendment case, and Ron DeSantis has done nothing except run around going, "Yeah, it was retaliation. Yeah, it's exactly what it was."
So over that guy,
Mr.
Well, so is the rest. So is the rest of the country.
Could not
so,
be more
Mr. Walking on his toes in his boots.
So anyway, I thought it was funny. I wanted to bring it up because it's close to going to trial anyway, and they're going to lose.
Right.
And I also wonder if this is going to go through because it will end the court case and save the state so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. So if you are planning a trip to Disney in the first half of 2024, you need to know this item. Rock and Roller Coaster is closed and will not open again until the summer. And when they say the summer, they mean the end of summer. They do not mean
winter.
They mean
they mean like
fall.
August. Yeah,
they mean August.
Yeah.
They do not. I wish that they meant June 21st. They don't.
It is making me wonder what's going on because they closed for an extended refurb last year.
3 months.
It
was closed for 3 months and they didn't get it fixed.
And I'm wondering, because again, I wrote it in June and it was fine. But I'm wondering whether this is like, is it maintenance or is it like,
it is
again, the rumor that is, or is there
there's
something
something
wrong?
bigger going on. Yeah, there's something bigger going on. It's down for almost 2 hours a day.
Yeah,
it's got
almost 2 hours a day.
It's got to go.
She's old.
She's old. She's got to go.
Yeah.
She should retire with Aerosmith.
Yes. Yeah, she's an old
Who
girl.
are retiring. They're on their final tour, if not finishing it up.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see them. I would like to see them just replace the track, just replace the ride structure, and then make it a Muppets thing.
I would love. Oh my god, Electric Mayhem. Oh my god,
Electric Mayhem would be sweet.
That
would be awesome.
Die.
That would be awesome, and you can have great music on it.
I would love you guys
the idea I had for that ride.
Yes, I think you did. Yeah, I remember when you talked about it.
Why don't you share it with everybody
on this podcast?
Sure.
In my opinion, I think it should be a venue. That should be the main idea of it. But every certain like a couple of 1 year, 2 years, whatever they want to do, it's a visiting artist. It's an in-house artist, and they design it in a way that it's like rotating overlays and music that it does. So like a couple years, it could be Electric Mayhem. The next year it could be like a whole thing focusing on Powerline.
Well,
something that's like a venue.
It matches exactly that. It matches everything they're doing now, right? Mm-hmm. Everything they're doing now can be altered for holidays or for whatever they want, with the screens that they're using and such. So that makes perfect sense to me. You've never told me that. I've never heard that story, but I like that idea.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun, and you could have it could adjust with the times. It's more evergreen. Think of all the merch they could sell. That's like, oh, I got this tour for 2025,
and they could sell like every 2 years. It changes out, and so they're selling more.
I love that idea. What I would be worried about is that they would just do a bunch of screens, and it would just be changing a video.
That's exactly what they would do.
Yeah,
that's what they would do.
That would be that. It was just
let's be honest. That's what they would do.
Then
well, you could hope that it would be. You would hope that it would be.
If they could
mapping.
do it. If they could do it
I agree.
Like Cosmic Rewind does it, where it's like
right. That's what I mean. And they could do video mapping, right? They could map.
Yeah.
Yes.
They could map out whatever physical structures they have, so that it would be easier to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think the implementation of screens is something that is an overarching issue across Disney in terms of Imagineering.
It's
Not
across
just Disney.
it's entertainment.
It's not just Disney.
It's
Across entertainment. Yeah,
in
you're very right.
You've
In
seen a
entertainment
Broadway
in general.
show recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no set. Yeah, it's true.
It's just it's a problem across these industries where you can say an idea and hope that they would implement it to the best of their abilities. That isn't just a screen. But you know, hopefully one day they start to maybe push past it and it's just a fad. Fingers crossed,
Yeah.
it's just a fad.
Yeah.
Because we'll see what happens. I mean, we see a lot of different things when they're doing rides with like the holograms and you know, all sorts of like for example, they implemented screens on Runaway Railway, but it's like the perfect amount of screens.
Oh, yeah.
I love Runaway. That's my favorite ride.
But it's a
My favorite
fusion.
attraction.
It's a fusion. Yeah,
That
it's
should
not
be
just
the
screen.
standard for modern rides.
That's
Yes.
exactly right. I totally agree. Because the first time I rode that ride and went down the falls and then turned back around, I think I pooped
It was
my pants.
awesome.
I think I pooped my pants. I think I was like, wait, that's not what that was.
No,
But,
it's
like, I'm pretty sure I did.
legitimately the best modern ride they've done from top to bottom. That is an overarching beautiful experience.
It's
Top
my
to bottom.
favorite attraction.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, Galaxy. I don't know, that one was
Cosmic
pretty
Rewind?
amazing. Yeah,
Cosmic
Cosmic Rewind
Rewind.
was
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Well,
But it
yeah.
is but I think it's still my favorite attraction. It is the one attraction that I'm willing to wait an hour in line for to ride because I know
will
it's
sit
worth
there.
it.
I will sit there and listen to Nothing Can Stop Us Now. I don't know how.
Forever. Runaway Railway is my favorite attraction at the parks right now. The first time I went on, I was so blown away. And every time I go on it, I see something new. I see something different.
The rewritability value is high.
It's way high.
Yeah.
It's way high.
mean-
and everybody can ride it and everybody can enjoy it. It is so good. That's, if I had one fault of the roller coasters, that's it.
Yeah.
It is not a family attraction. And I understand from a business standpoint, they got to have them. You got to have the thrill rides. So that's really all the news. Unless you guys know of another piece of news that, I did miss one that I don't understand. It's the second time in a week, Crocs have gotten stuck in the elevator at the Land Pavilion and stopped the elevator, like shut it down.
I don't understand.
How?
Have you seen the picture of this? I should have taken the
No.
picture. I should have brought the picture and brought it to
Well,
show.
I'm going to look it
It
up.
is. It's crazy. Just go on www.nt.com. They have it there.
My question.
It is crazy. I don't know
What?
how.
Oh, and the escalators?
Yeah.
How do people walk in Crocs at the parks?
That's a whole.
I don't understand that.
You really talk about tangents. That's gonna
No, we're not gonna talk about it. But that's the first thing that makes me think about. First of all, why would you wear a shoe like that? I don't care how comfortable you think they are. They hurt.
Yeah.
They hurt my feet.
Yeah. They're not comfortable.
No,
they're comfortable if you're just like hacking around the house.
Right.
They're fine.
I feel like every single person that gets caught in there ends up looking like the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Judge Doom, yes,
Judge Doom. Just their Crocs getting sucked in.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how it happens.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What do you have to be doing with your Crocs to make that happen? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, man.
Somebody's probably like, I bet the second person was like, "Oh, watch, my Crocs are gonna get stuck."
They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. There's no other way.
It's got to be.
You got to be doing it on purpose. Yeah, and I can't imagine that you've got the Crocs on.
Right.
So I don't know how. I just don't know. And Crocs and escalators in general, because of what Crocs are made out of, not a good combination.
No,
because they can get stuck in things very easily because they're so soft.
So squishy.
Okay, that you're paying $65 for injected foam shoes. So changes that are happening, these are important. If my mission truly is to help people plan for their Disney vacations and make it easier and less stressful, these are important. So please listen to these changes. Starting on January 9th, Is that right? January 9th?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's the
Yeah.
8th, right?
Tomorrow's
Today's
a
the
big
8th.
day. There's a lot happening tomorrow. It's like a big
Yeah.
one.
So January 9th, you can park hop all day. You don't have to wait until after 2 p.m. So yeah, that's just so you know. But that has had effects on other things. So just know that if you're going from now on and you want to park hop, you don't have to wait till 2 p.m. to do it. After COVID, you had to wait till 2 because they were controlling crowds and doing all sorts of stuff. But now you don't have to. Park pass reservations are going away for people that have date-based tickets. That's important. It has to be a date-based ticket. So what does that mean? So if you have a 5-day ticket, you have to choose the 5 days for the ticket, right? And then I think you have 14 days from the first day that you use it to use it. But because of that, you don't have to make park reservations anymore. You can go to whichever park, whichever day you want to go to.
Without reserving a separate space.
Without reserving a separate space. It was before this, you had to actually go online and reserve a spot to be able to get into the park. With a date-based ticket, that is no longer the case. I keep saying date-based ticket for a very specific reason, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So like if for some reason you get gifted a day park ticket, you would have to go and make a reservation because it's probably not date-based.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, you have to, that's the thing. It has to be a ticket that is purchased for a specific period of time. Now, still going on this same thing. This is where all the big changes are happening. If you have an annual pass, you still have to make a reservation. You still have to go online and make that reservation, except for there are 2 ways that you wouldn't have to do that. They're adding what they're calling good to go days for annual pass holders. What that means is that you don't have to have a reservation. You can just show up. So the way that you know it's a good to go day is that you look online on their calendar and it will say good to go. I think we will find that the good to go days are the days that they've not sold as many tickets for.
Yeah.
They don't have as many date-based tickets for.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, right? Yeah. And they're saying, well, it makes it more spontaneous so that annual pass holders can go more spontaneously. Well, that's not. I don't believe that yet because we haven't seen this in practice.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Tom Corliss here, and I don't believe it yet. Yeah. I have to see it to believe it. But if it is a good to go day, annual pass holders do not have to make a reservation. It is not the same as bonus days. Bonus days are different. So as an annual pass holder, you can make 4 reservations, I think, or 3 park. I don't know what it is, but occasionally they have bonus days that you can make a park reservation for, and it doesn't count against your number of park reservations. Now,
correct.
This is if you're not staying if you're staying on a resort property, you can make a park reservation and be an annual pass holder and make a park reservation for every day that you're there.
Right.
There's no limit on that.
Right.
But this is for people that are not staying on property, that are just visiting. So bonus days are not the same. So if let's just say for discussion's sake, you can make 4, right? You can have 4 reservations on your annual pass at any given time. So that's a rolling number. If a bonus day comes up and you have 4 reservations already, you can make a reservation for that day and it will not count against your days. So that is different than a good to go days. I know it's so confusing.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
So straightforward and easy.
I know. So you can be more spontaneous.
Right. Yeah.
Spontaneous is the thing you don't understand.
Right. I know it's very confusing. And most of our listeners are not annual pass holders.
Right.
But I still think it's important that you know, because you may decide when you get there to become an annual pass holder. Which we should do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
The financial viability of an annual pass.
For sure.
All right. Lightning lane changes.
Yes.
Let's talk about lightning lane changes.
Yeah. Yes.
Currently, if you're park hopping, At the time of this recording, which is we're actually recording on January 8th.
Right.
Currently, you need to wait until all of the ride reservations are filled up to 2 p.m. before you can make a Lightning Lane reservation, a Genie Plus reservation. So all of the times have to be filled up to 2 p.m. And then you, if you're going to park hop, can make a reservation.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Odds of that happening are very low.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get on and there's going to be something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's going to be something. So that is going away. If you want to park hop, you can now make a reservation, a Genie Plus reservation for any time during the day. Which makes sense because you can park hop at any time.
I mean, really, thank God. It makes no sense. Like, it just...
I mean,
it's always frustrating.
Right. We are getting to the part that I think is going to be very upsetting.
Yeah.
So now we have that you can park hop all day. You can make a Genie Plus reservation all day for any ride at any park. And they're also changing. I didn't write this down, but I know it's happening. They're also changing their virtual queues so that you don't have to have a park reservation now to make a virtual queue reservation.
Yeah.
This is where I think the problem comes.
And they are also, too, making it so that you do not have to be physically in the park to make your reservations.
Well, they had done that before.
But like you can plan ahead. You don't have to, you're not going to have to wait till the day of. You're going to be able to plan your day well out from your vacation.
We all know what's going to happen.
So this is what we're doing, and I wrote it down. We're just moving back to Fast Pass Plus.
Yep.
That we're paying for.
Yep.
Because they're also bringing back, and it's not official. I don't think it's official, like has a starting date yet. But that you can get Genie Pass reservations before you arrive.
Yep.
Like I've already said, it's coming back.
Yep.
So now what we have is Fast Pass Plus that we're paying for.
But not free. So they've really bamboozled us, everyone. They've really made us like feel like we've got this new system, and then they're just bringing it back.
And they're going right back. They're bringing it right back to what it was. And I have very mixed feelings about it. I don't necessarily like Genie Plus, but I also don't necessarily like Fast Pass Plus.
No, because Fast Pass became a problem because what you had was because it was so accessible. It just was basically not a fast pass.
If you didn't get on 60 days before, you weren't getting the ride that you wanted.
Yes. Yeah.
Alex is furiously typing.
I'm checking something, and correct me if I'm wrong. Remind me of how when someone makes a virtual queue reservation, how they then go to the ride to then say that they are in their spot. How does one do
a virtual queue? So you join the virtual queues, and you get a queue number that you were on, and then you wait as the day goes on. They announce that certain queues are now able to go ride the ride. So once your queue is called, you then are able to go get in line to ride on the ride, like Tron.
But to like short, you just show them the ride. Yes. Then you get there and you show them either your Magic Band or your key card or your phone. Those are the ways that you redeem.
You have to scan in. You have to scan in.
You have to scan in?
Yes.
So here's my problematic question. If I am at the park and let's say I don't need to have the reservation, but I know I can just hop on anywhere and reserve a time. That's going to fill up. They're going to fill up no matter what. So you're telling me I can reserve that, get a card, get a thing, just get that and say, hey, I'm going to sell this time on virtual queue. Give me $100. You get that and give my place. And here's my card.
Well,
could they do that?
I am not sure. I'm not sure that can happen.
Yeah, I don't think that.
So that's why I'm asking, because to me, I'm like,
in order to get that, you would have to assign it to your ticket. That is how they link the reservation.
Mm-hmm.
It's linked to your ticket and your profile. So even if you don't have like a Disney profile, which you really kind of, unless
you would
you
have
go,
to.
you
would
kind
have
of
to.
have to.
You have to. They now force you on
Yeah.
my Disney experience to have a profile.
You have to. But even if you, let's say you walked up and you bought your ticket, they would hand you a card.
Yes.
Even if you did, you walked up to the gate and that you bought it there, they would hand you a card, and it's linked to your ticket. It is not like a you
see
can
what
transfer
Alex is saying,
But
though.
if you got into the park and you have that card, and you say, "I'm already in the park. I don't need this. Take my."
I don't think that's the way it works, because I think you have to.
So that's why I'm asking.
Scan in.
Yeah.
You have to scan into the park.
You have to scan into the park. So
But
unless you are selling it in the park,
which
unless
you
are
could,
standing in the park selling it. I
So
mean,
to me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of virtual queues generally.
Disney, this is Alex Corral talking. Just want you to know, this is Alex Corral.
I'm not condoning.
This.
I am not condoning any outside selling of locations, passes, reservations. All I'm saying is virtual queues and these types of things. They to me, FastPass was best when you could walk up, put your card in, get the paper card, and be done.
100%.
Best
100%.
And if I recall, people did like get rid of their FastPass cards regularly at the parks.
Absolutely.
Like that
absolutely.
was a thing that people did. But it was free, so it was different.
It was free, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And but that is true. And also, standby lines were not as long when they had a paper FastPass system.
True.
So the whole point of FastPass, is to make the wait not as long, which is really ridiculous because you're waiting just as long as just now you're going into the store,
right,
and waiting in a store.
Right.
But I am going to go back and say what I have said since the beginning of this whole Genie Plus. We're going to make you pay for this. I would rather see them do a system like Universal Studios has.
Yep.
You pay one price. You can hop to the front of the line, and that's it. And you can do it at any time during the day, anytime you want.
Yeah.
You know, and is that ticket expensive? Yes, it is.
But it should be
fine.
If you're going to make it
one transaction.
Exactly. And then because the standby lines at Universal Studio are not as long as the standby lines at Disney on a busy day.
Yes.
And it's because the lines move, because those standby lines are moving. And when you have a system like Disney does, when you are starting to put tiers on your people, which is what's happening, we're making a class system here, right? Then the unintended consequence is longer standby lines.
Yep.
That's the reason FastPass Plus didn't work, because they were selling too many of them. I mean, too many people had access to FastPass Plus. Everybody had access to FastPass Plus, right? Everybody did. So everybody was getting a FastPass Plus. So anybody that didn't know about it was screwed.
Yep.
Right? So they just need to bite the bullet. They need to they don't even have to say Universal was right.
No.
They just have to do it. Just do it. Because as a parent that's going to bring a family of 4, you're going to tell me that I'm going to pay $200 or $150.
Right.
Probably $150 for the day.
Yeah.
But that doesn't guarantee me to get on every ride?
Right.
Well,
no, that's crazy.
Then why did you sell it to me?
Right.
You get a chance to get on the rides you might want to ride.
You might get on. You might get those queues, or you might end up getting a fast pass for PhilharMagic.
Right. Literally, because it's all you can get. Yeah.
Right. And which you don't need a fast pass for.
Right.
So
it's all sorts of fun.
It is all sorts of fun. This is not. I'm not sure. This is where I thought this was going to go, but I'm glad that it is.
It's part of the change, and I think that eventually
it's a worthwhile conversation to have and for people to know about. The nickel and diming that happened right after COVID under Bob Chapek is the reason that I didn't go for a year and a half, because I was so angry at what was happening And I feel like we're just, even though I know Iger's trying to fix it,
they're just rolling back to.
It's just we're just rolling back. Now we're just paying for the privilege of FastPass Plus.
Yeah,
and which wasn't a good system to begin with.
Right.
So I think they would say, well, we can control how many people buy it. We can sell out.
Right.
Right. That's what they're saying. Well, do you realize that most of the people that use Genie Plus lines, the Lightning Lane lines, are not Genie Plus holders?
Right. Right.
They're mostly DAS holders, which I would never take away.
Right.
Right. I would never take away DAS, which is the disability.
Yeah, exactly.
I would never take that away. So that's why I think Universal has it right, because Universal has a DAS system too.
Right.
And they've got it. It just works. It works.
It's too many notes, Disney.
Too many
notes.
Too many things. Too many things happening. Calm it down.
Too many things.
Streamline.
All right. So here's the other thing that's happening this year. Meal plans are returning.
And this is a big one. They're also
big one.
Bringing back free dining too. I don't know if you saw that. That's coming back as well.
That's big. But the thing to know about free dining, do your maths.
Yeah, it's
do your maths, because if you're paying full price for the room but getting free dining, you may not be getting a deal.
Exactly. It might not be a deal.
How much are you gonna eat?
And also, and it's also important to know, right, with that meal plan, because you're paying this flat rate for crap tons of food, and then you feel like you're obligated to either eat it all or you don't use it. So
I will say what I always say. I am a vegetarian. I am an aspiring vegan. Not very good at it. But a meal plan makes no sense to me. The meal plan makes sense if you are a person that goes to a restaurant and orders the most expensive thing on the menu every time.
Eats it all every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
That is who makes sense. And there are people like that.
Yep.
And good for you. Then use the meal plan. If I was that way, I would use the meal plan.
Use it to your advantage.
Constantly.
If I had the meal plan, because I will eat whatever's in front of me generally, but if I went, this is the opportunity to do that, that's what I would do.
Oh yeah.
But you have to do that. It's like you are that's saying, right. I am doing the meal plan, therefore I'm doing this.
You're leaving money on the table if you don't do it. I always say, know the way that you eat and then check to see if it makes sense, because all of the menus are online.
Right.
You can go online and see what would I get at this restaurant, and would the meal plan be more expensive or less expensive for me?
Yeah.
And the greatest place to do that at, I wish I could say it was thegoofyguy.com. It is not. The greatest place to do it is the DisneyFoodBlog.com.
Disney Food Blog. AJ, we love you.
AJ, we love you. And they have they got it down.
So good. God, they do such a great job.
So go there and check it out, because it may not be saving you the money that you think that it's saving you.
Yes.
I have never been a fan of the dining plan. The first time I used it was, oh my God, forever ago. It was after I'd moved to Chicago, because I went with a group of friends and they wanted the meal plan and I did not, but I had to get it because everybody on the reservation has to get it.
I'm trying to remember if we had that in high school when we took
we never had it.
No,
Alex, we never had it.
I am very anti, for me personally, I am very anti meal plans of any sorts. I think it's a waste of money to buy a meal, an extra meal thing on a cruise. I'm like, I don't eat that much food anyway. I don't eat as much as I'm paying for to begin with.
I definitely use that. I definitely use that.
Yeah, it's like getting a drink. It's like getting a drink. To get a drink plan on a cruise, you got to drink.
Let me tell you, when you're going on a work trip, the only time a meal plan has ever been useful, I will say, is in college.
That's different. That's
in college.
That's a completely different animal.
Yeah,
that's a completely different. That's not the
same thing. The only
time.
A meal plan.
Okay, so some new things that we know are happening, and I'm sure I probably missed a lot of this.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure is opening. the reconstruction, the redo of Splash Mountain, which I'm very excited about.
Did you
see
the weather vane?
Beautiful weather vane?
Yes. It was so cool.
If you haven't seen the weather vane, they hired an iron worker from New Orleans, a master iron worker from New Orleans, to make the weather vane for the ride. It is spectacular.
It's so beautiful. They put it up. It's up.
Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. So that is opening this year. I'm very excited about that. I know there are a lot of people that are not, and I loved Splash Mountain, but its time had come. It was time to change.
R.I.P.
Yep. And recently announced the Little Mermaid show is coming back to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually excited about. I love that show.
I think it is exactly fine.
It is. Yeah. That's exactly right.
No more.
That's exactly right.
It is
no more, no less. I am not going to argue with you in the least about that. It is no more, no less. It is exactly fine.
It is fine.
The equivalent of a thumbs up.
It is. I completely agree. But that space has been closed since the pandemic. And word was they weren't bringing it back because of all of the repairs that needed to be done for it, because it's got water effects in it. Yeah. So I mean, they said it was just a disaster area.
I bet it was. Yeah.
Now it is going to be slightly modified.
They're zhuzhing her up, and
they're zhuzhing it. They're adding. I'm sure what they're doing is they're putting new effects that they can do in there.
And they're also adding a new song. They're adding "Kiss the Girl" to it.
Yes, they are adding "Kiss the Girl," which is my favorite song in the movie.
Yeah,
because visually it is the most perfect visual animated musical number that has ever been created. It is absolutely perfect.
Are they going to use the updated lyrics?
Yeah,
because
maybe.
No. They are. It is. I just heard. Actually, Jim Hill was talking about this. Jim Hill said they are focusing on the 1989 version.
Okay.
The original version of Mermaid is what they're doing, and the reason that they didn't announce it earlier is because they were waiting to see how the new version went. And since it didn't do as well as they thought it would, and Mermaid is still one of their most popular movies.
Yeah.
They're doing the animated version. They're doing the original version of it.
Yeah.
And how can you say it's just meh with that amazing Under the Sea number with all those puppets?
Oh no, I think it's fun. Yeah. I think it's fun.
Alex just left the screen.
Oh no, yeah, I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's fun. It's cute. I gotta be honest, y'all. When it comes to Disney shows, I don't go.
Okay, so those are all the new things that I know about.
Yes.
Is there anything else besides like the food, the ticketing things that are changes?
No, I think that's all I got. Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something.
So I have a question because I didn't know this existed. And maybe this is new, maybe this is not. But what is there a DuckTales scavenger hunt thing? Because when I tell you, when I saw on TikTok today where someone was in the Mexico Pavilion at the restaurant, and up in the top corner, Scrooge McDuck pops up with a big like laser beam and then goes away. Yep. I went, "What is this about?"
It's the old Perry adventure.
Right.
They turned it into
the Perry the platypus.
Yeah, they turned it into.
I never did that, and I love that kind of stuff.
I know. I did never do it either. I always wanted to, but I never wanted to take the time to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the things
I
always loved. I loved the Sorcerers and the Magic
Kingdom. And the Magic Kingdom. I loved.
Oh my god,
so
I love that.
It was so good.
I love those things that are in between the rides.
So and those are
you
also
haven't played the
things
bounty hunter game, Alex.
I love the bounty. The bounty hunter game's good. That's a good one.
I've tried it.
Those are the things also that return visitors do.
I would be very curious, and of your listeners as well, what percentage of people, generally at Disney, first off, is new visitors versus returning? And also listeners here who are listening, percentage of you have been versus are listening because you're going for the first time.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Curious.
Yeah, leave a comment. if you've been to Disney World before, or if you're planning to go, if you've never been, either way, let us know. That is a really interesting comment, Alex. That's good. I want to know that too.
Yeah.
Because it makes a difference, right, in what you talk about and what we talk about. So I love that. Thanks, Alex. I should have you on more often.
No problem.
I knew there was a reason I liked you. And it wasn't just because of Mandy. So we've come to the moment of what would we like to see in the next 12 months. My first one is I want to see the return of Reedy Creek.
For sure.
To control the area. Not because, yes, because I don't like Ron DeSantis and I think it's absolutely ridiculous, but because they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I do understand. We've talked about it till we're blue in the face, but that's what I want to see. I want to see Reedy Creek return. That is my number one thing. And I think that it will.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think by the end of the year, we'll see that it is turned back over to them, whether the Florida legislature does it or the court does it.
Yeah.
Either way.
We're going that way.
Yeah, we're going that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I would love to see, we talked about it already, I would love to see the Fast Pass system do a renovation, at least not in the sense that we are seeing it with more hikes in price and more easily accessible reservations, but just
can you imagine going in and seeing that Genie Plus was $39 a day?
I almost threw up in my mouth when I saw that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Alex, did you see that? $39.
$39
around Christmas. I mean, last year when Steve and I went, it was $25, and we thought that was outrageous.
I paid
the week
15
before Christmas.
That's insane.
And I'll say my tip that I always say: do not get Genie Plus for Epcot. Do not get Genie Plus for Animal Kingdom. Do not do it. No. Do not spend your money.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to see. So it's been 2 years since D23, where they announced these pie in the sky, in the background ideas. And I know last year they did announce the changes to Dino Land. And I want to see that break ground.
Which is long overdue.
I want to see that break ground this year. And I would like to see at least one more announcement of something new, whether it be where we are moving forward with an expansion on Disneyland, which has been talked about for a while, or we are moving forward with X idea for Villains Land.
Yeah, well, it is a D23 year.
Yeah.
So it's in August. I already have my hotel reservations.
So I would like to see those things.
My wife doesn't know that yet.
Ooh, I would love to go. I got to figure out if I can make that. But so those types of things that I would love is the D23 year. I would like them to see that they were actually working on those and they didn't just dangle a carrot in front of our faces and say, see, we are doing things. Actionable things I would like to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Can I make a comment? Can I comment on that?
No.
They're going to have to do things because there's a brand new park opening just down the road. And it looks amazing.
Oh, does she look good?
She looked good.
She looks awesome.
She got a roller coaster where the roller coaster card jumps off the roller coaster track.
It's going to be so dope. I can't wait.
I remember Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
Those all went well.
Yeah. So they're going to have to do something.
Yeah, they have to. That's yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see.
Yep.
All right. Anything else that we'd like to see in the next? And I would like to see maintenance, more maintenance in the parks.
Yeah,
there are too many times.
Quality.
There are too many times that I feel like the park looks ragged. And I don't blame cast members for that at all. That is not a cast member complaint. That is a management complaint. You know, they say they're going to spend more money on the parks. Well, that's the first place you can do it, in my opinion, to have an impact.
Yeah.
The Country Bears updating too.
Country Bears are updating. That is happening. You're exactly right. Thank you for bringing that up. Country Bear Jamboree is changing, and I'm okay with that. Since they keep cutting it anyway. It gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
It just needs to go personally, but that's a hot take.
Still
Have
updated.
have you been recently?
Yeah, I went.
When was the last time
in
that you went?
June.
Oh, I go just because I think it's hysterical that they still have all of those jokes
I know.
in there.
But like
I think it's so
yeah.
brilliant.
On the saddle.
Not even that one. There are so many jokes.
It's rough. You're just like.
And when I was a kid, I didn't get any of them. Right?
No.
And that was the
you
point.
just said that you're just like, oh
point.
my god.
Yeah.
As an adult, you're just like,
oh
yeah.
Oh my god.
But that is updating.
It is updating, and it's not going to be nearly as bawdy as it is now, which is really sad. Sure. That's a sad thing, because I think that the bawdiness is so perfect.
They have a little things in there for adults, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would like to see, I'm going to throw this out there. It's never going to happen, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. I'd like to, if we're talking roller coasters that need to be updated, then we need to fix Space Mountain so that I don't have a sore back every time I get off of it.
Yeah.
Please.
Or worried to put your hands up.
Yeah, please. You've done some really cool things with it, and I completely appreciate it. But if you're going to spend all that money on parks, that is one of your most popular rides. And every time I get on it, I regret riding it. Yeah. So, and I shouldn't feel that way. Right. That shouldn't happen. Not today. Not today. Like when it first opened, I get it, because we didn't have the computer design and the ability to do all that. And I realized that shutting it down for as long as that would take is a big ask. But it's just a wild mouse in there. It's not like we're talking about, major steel structure. It's a wild mouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
You're not fixing
ride.
the Yeti in
You're not.
Everett.
You're not. Yeah. So it can be done. I would like to see that, but as long as we have that wonderful, brilliant ride in Epcot, that'll satisfy my indoor coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great ride.
So magnificent.
Go on that
wonderful. Ride. Yeah, go on the ride. Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxies, Cosmic Rewind. Do it. Spend the money on those Lightning Lane. That is worth the money. That is where it's worth the money. Yeah, don't get the Genie Plus for the day, but buy the light. You can buy the Lightning Lane, individual Lightning Lane, without the Genie Plus. Hot tip. They would make you think that you can't, but you can. You can. Anything else that we'd like to see? I mean, I know we all want to see growth, and
I think just that's what it is overall, just growth. But
positive changes. Did you guys watch the new Nighttime Spectacular at Epcot?
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
And I think the fact that the internet has been pretty silent about it
means it's good.
It means it's good.
Yeah.
It means it's good. Now it's not, I don't think it's as, and I haven't seen it in person yet. But I don't know that it's as emotionally pulling as the previous ones have been. Harmonious was certainly emotional.
Something special.
It was certainly emotional about something. But Illuminations was Reflections of Earth was amazing.
But you know what? We all said the same thing about Happily Ever After. We all said this. I think this is
I agree. Yeah. And I think Happily Ever After is the best thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, hands down.
Yeah. And I think Luminous, isn't it Luminous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think because it's Harmonious and Illuminations kind of mashed together. I think it's almost as though somebody said, you've got the right idea. You just didn't execute it right. Right? Because even when those barges, which go on and off, you can have a barge parade every day, folks, right there by the African area in Epcot. The little bridge goes up between Africa and China, and you can watch the little barges go out every day, and then they go back. But even when they're out there, they don't block your view.
Right.
They blend in really nicely.
Yeah.
They're learning.
I know. I
Wow.
Oh I just hope somebody lost
that's
their
it.
job.
That's what I'd like to see. We're learning. That's it.
We're learning.
The end.
We're improving.
We're learning. We're
learning.
improving.
Mm-hmm.
We're
That's
listening.
what I want.
We're listening and we're learning.
Yep. The end. Done.
Yeah. All right. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, this has been great.
I mean, it's an hour and a half podcast. It won't be an hour and a half when I get done with it, but
Sure.
it'll probably be an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll at least be an hour. But
Yeah.
thanks so much for being on. Hey, everybody that's listening, if you do me a favor, go out and rate the podcast on iTunes. Give us a 5-star, please. If you're not going to give us a 5-star, don't waste our time. Honestly. I have so few. I do have enough ratings out there to have a rating, so that's nice. But I'd like to keep it 5-star because it really does help out the podcast.
Yeah,
it helps introduce it to more people and make more people aware of what we're doing here and the fun that we're having. So please do that. If you're watching on YouTube, click that like button and hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when a new one comes out. If you don't know, I have a second podcast. It's the Magic Music Review. Please go out and check it out. It's where I talk about the music of Disney, basically, and not in a nerd way. I could really nerd out on it, but I don't. I do it in a fan way and maybe help you notice things about music that you didn't notice before to help you enjoy what you're listening to more. So please go out and check out. It's the Magic Music Review. I'd appreciate that. It's a fun one. There aren't that many episodes, 22 episodes, 21, 22 episodes. There's a new one that's going to be coming out. I'll give a little tip where it's going to be Fantasia that we're talking about this next time around. So do that. Also go to the, if you want to reach out, check out thegoofyguy.com. You can reach me there, or you can email jim@thegoofyguy.com. I get all of that email too. So I would love to hear from you. Hey, Alex,
Yes, sir.
where can they find you? I know where they can find you, but they don't know.
Absolutely. You can find me on mainly TikTok at Alex Corrao, Corrao, where I focus on doing Disney DIY, 3D printing, fun projects, custom Disney themed lightsabers, all sorts of things. I'm getting back into posting. Thank you. I took a little bit of like a year off, after doing it for a lot of time and nonstop. It's important to work on that mental health. Make sure you get that balance in there. So we're starting 2024 off with videos. We're getting back to posting. So check me out on there, Alex Corrao on TikTok.
It's really good. Definitely check it out. Yeah. And Mandy, where can they find you?
Oh, just on Instagram. I'm not interesting because all I do is work. But yeah, you could reach out to me on Instagram, Mandeye, Mandeye 17.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah,
as always. Hey guys, thanks so much for being on. It would not have been nearly as fun, just me. Not even nearly as fun. It wouldn't have been as long. I can assure you of that.
That is true.
That is good, but it's good long. I have had a great time, and I so appreciate you lending your time to be here with me and talk about all this wonderful Disney news and stuff and hot takes and opinions and all of that fun stuff. Hey, be sure to tell your friends about us, share the podcast, let them know that we're out there. And with that, I don't even know who to say goodbye to. Say goodbye, Alex.
Goodbye, Alex.
Say goodbye, Mandy.
Goodbye, Mandy.
We will talk to you all later.
Yay.
Yay.